And we are live. Welcome to another video. My name is Hans. I'm simply on the internet, and let's chat, guys. So, some interesting things are happening in the world of finance. We'll chat about it. We have the Federal Reserve that's just announced some. The Fed Daily. This is this woman. Mary Colleen Daly is an American economist who became the 13th president. Okay, so I'll just cover what we're going to do. We're going to look at Hex, we're going to look at charts, we're going to look at the Forbes Hex FUD and Pulsechain FUD. We're all over the news today. Wales Only, I don't know if you guys know him, but go follow him on Twitter, Wales Only One. He also has his own YouTube channel, but you guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, I'm all over the dollar chart, as this chart is important, right? When this chart goes to the downside, people, the rich folks, flee their cash positions to go into risk assets, right? Now your risk assets are your speculative assets, right? Like crypto being probably the most speculative. Gold, stocks, real estate, all of them. So when the dollar is strong, people flee their risky assets to preserve their cash, right? And as the dollar index goes up, all of the other forex pairs like your Great British Pound, your euro, your yen, your Chinese currency all lose value or against the dollar, right? In my case, the ZAR or the Rand, I mean, it's at all-time highs. Let's just look at this. Last time we've been this high at 18 Rand per US dollar was back in March. That was the COVID dump. Or, yeah, the COVID dump. Now, so yeah, we'll look at that, and it seems like people are actually now, like we've been talking about these divergences, and this is the first time I've actually seen, what's his name, Wales Only talk about it as well. Now he's the Wall Street guy. He works on Wall Street. I'm not sure what he does. He's very secretive about doxing what he does, who he is, and that's all good. I mean, that's fair, especially if you work in this industry. You need to protect yourself. So Fed's Daily, this woman, Maureen Colleen Daly, is an American economist who became the 13th president and chief executive officer of the Federal Reserve of San Francisco. So she's quite a big gun in the industry. And what she's saying is quite interesting, is we want to avoid an unforced downturn by over-tightening. Now, over-tightening meaning continuing to raise interest rates, or this could also be the duration of how long you keep the interest rates high. But this could finally be the first indication. But if we look at the daily chart on the dollar index, there's been a lot of volatility today. We tested the all-time high and just got brutally rejected when the tweet came out, and before it. So the market has been pricing it in before the time. Brav Tech Incorporated, Hanshi Rock, I've learned a lot from your videos. Seeing mad respect your way. Thanks a lot, bro. I really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you guys for coming. Do get your questions in, and we will cover some of the charts and see what's up. So this is bullish for the cryptocurrency sphere, as long as they do not tighten by another full basis points, or if they even just keep with the 75 basis points, it's bullish, right? And the market is forward seeing, right? We should be looking at or speculating what will be happening in 4 months from now. Yeah, so we can actually, I hope I don't get demonetized for this. I don't think you guys can hear it. But either way, I can just explain to you guys what he said, what Wales Only said. So Wales Only was looking at the parabola here. Now I don't like drawing on the dollar index because you can't trade this, right? This is a basket of currencies. It's almost like an average. But he has this kind of parabola up here. Is going off that whole thing with Richard Hart. What happens when the parabola eventually breaks, right? Let's see how deep we can get it. So we're pretty much like testing the parabola now. Now you can't trade it. And he has one like this as well. This is going to take a while to draw it out. But you guys get the idea. He's got this channel that we're moving in. But the reason I use the divergences, although it's a little bit more complex, it just means that the momentum is going down while the price is going up. We can just pull that up on the RSI. And these are some of the most powerful signals you can get in crypto, right? And it's on the weekly as well. So you can see the pink line, the prices are going up, but your indicators are going down, and there's double divergences from here to here. We can see the price is going up, yet the momentum is going down. And then the second one from this one all the way to here, double divergences, double weekly divergences. So yeah, we need to hope that this breaks down. I mean, it can't go any much further than this. I mean, they're literally going to break the economy. We can just see what's going on in the UK, the turmoil that we're seeing there. We had lots of volatility on Bitcoin because of the dollar crapping out. But there was a lot of options that actually expired today. BTC options, like $500 million expired today. Now what that generally means is that prices will dump, like we did, I'll go in the 4 hourly, and then just come right back to where we started out. And that's exactly what happened. We dumped and we came right back into the trading range. So I mean, this is very good for Bitcoin. We still haven't broken out, right? And just for the weekly that is ending on Monday, like the end of Sunday, right? This is very important. We've held support on this line, this green line here, for, I mean, weeks on end. Found support on it, found support on it, found support on it. We broke below it a few times, acted as resistance, came above, found support. Now we're below it again. Just for confidence in the market, we would like for it to close above 19,300, right? Just a candle up there. That would be good. And it's fine, we're still consolidating. And I also wanted to show you guys where Hex, when we might see Hex breaking out of its all-time high finally. And we'll just go off what Bitcoin has done in the past, right? We'll just go off that, as we don't have the history like we have on Bitcoin. But because Hex is a lot like Bitcoin, right? We will, and I mean, we're pretty much using that narrative that Hex is pretty much an improved Bitcoin, right? Because you can stake it. It's a store of value. It inflates less than Bitcoin did. We had all of our inflation come out on Big Payday. There's lots of different things, and we can do that. Okay, so we've talked about the dominance or the Dixie, the dollar index, finally breaking down. It's looking good. We've watched this for a few weeks now, right? And once again, this is still a valid M here, which is the opposite of a W. This is just good market structure for the downside, right? And the reverse of the trend. We failed to break above this 114 level. It's very important for this to hold, right? And we can see, just look at the Japanese yen, because the Japanese yen is the largest pair in this. We could just see this massive candle at the bottom here. Let's look at the Great British Pound. It's held up well since its previous bottom. Yeah, this is good market structure, right? You see the W, the large W. And we just need to break above these levels. This is called Wyckoff method, right? This guy lived 100 years ago, and it's valid still till this day, right? So that's a good reversal. Let's look at the euro quickly. And I mean, this might be a little bit boring, the macro analysis, but at this point, it's very important. And once again, the beautiful market structure, the higher lows. You can see the W there. Yeah. Let's look at the South African Rand. It's held its low, so that is a perfect double bottom on the daily. Okay, let's quickly read this this Forbes article, Forbes.com. So large website. This is free publicity for us. Bitcoin and Ethereum and the wider crypto market was hit with the collapse of Terra. So they're comparing Hex to Terra Luna. The next Terra Luna, a major 5 billion cryptocurrency, could be about to self-destruct, potentially hitting the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum. In what way? We're not even this like, let's look at how much liquidity actually of Hex trades against Ethereum. I mean, it doesn't even trade against Bitcoin except for BTC. 1.2 million. I mean, how is this going to affect Ethereum in any way? I quickly wanted to see what the market cap is, if they've got the right market cap of Hex over here. So yeah, they actually do. They're not using the coin market cap one, but Nomics trimmed our market cap a little bit. It's supposed to be a bit more than this, because they're not, I don't think they're counting all of the OA coins, because apparently the coins aren't circulating, so they're not counting it, which is stupid. Because Satoshi's coins are counted in this market cap. I mean, look at the overall market cap. It's almost $1 trillion, and they're talking about 5%. How is 5% going to affect this market? It's ridiculous, a FUD story. But it's cool. This is free publicity. I'm just going to skim over it quickly. Now, after one of Wall Street's most influential chief executives has warned of global market panic, another controversial cryptocurrency that has a market capitalization of 5 billion is facing claims it's about to implode after seeing its price crash 90%. If you've seen, this is so ridiculous. If you've seen my previous videos, I've covered multiple altcoins that have done these kind of retracements. I mean, let's just go over some of them. This is Aave, ETH, right? This has been around for a very long time. Now I'm just randomly picking them off. It's not an endorsement to go out and get them. 93%, right? Come on, guys. Why? Anchor, whatever this is. 89%, rounded off, that's 90%. Atom, this is a layer 1 coin. Down 87. This is its second cycle, so you would expect diminishing downturns. AVAX, a layer 1, 90% down. Look at this, Bitcoin Cash, 94%. BNB, that doesn't dip, it's manipulated. CakeSwap. Binance's incentive token, Look how well these incentive tokens do, right? This is, I think it's the incentive token. Boom, 94, almost 95%. Chili is a social token, 91%. Crypto.com, there's quite a lot of news saying that they might in fact be in trouble. They're like this exchange, right? Look at this massive wick, that's disgusting. New lows, 92%. I mean, it's such a joke. Like, why target us like that? Either way. 90% from its all-time highs. Oh my word, so not common. Hex launched in May 2719 on the top of the Ethereum network. It has seen price grow rapidly over the last 2 years. Also attached criticism to its system of rewarding those who keep Hex token locked up and penalizing those who don't. This is wrong. You only get penalized if you end your stake early. How you gained massive. All you're missing out on that you're getting diluted 3.69% if you don't stake. This is wrong. Richard Hart, X's creator and outspoken defender of the cryptocurrency, has meanwhile faced accusations outlawed in Protos. We'll take a look at that. He sold off the Bitcoin and Ethereum investors used to he's sold off the Bitcoin and Ethereum investors used to buy Hex and to launch and drain the address. So let's just clear some of this up. Like, there was a meme in Hex at the start and during and after the big payday, and before it as well, as where did the ETH go, right? So some of that ETH was used to strike a balance between, because people were arbitraging the price between the adoption amplifier and the Uniswap price, including the guy that created that Wise token that just continuously dumped. We made a bit of money on it, but I just knew Hex was going to destroy it, right? Also, I have personally seen in the automatic market makers, I've tweeted this before as well, when I had a discussion with Richard Hart, and I showed the order book when the limit orders were still on Bamboo Relay. And and later on you could see that the OA was supporting the price 75% down from the top price. So, I mean, you need liquidity to support the price or to support a project. And I mean, even if he took all of the Ethereum, they're saying Bitcoin and Ethereum. No one put Bitcoin in the adoption amplifier. Nobody, if you free claimed with your Bitcoin, you didn't give away your Bitcoin. I mean, there's two wrong things in this article already. Okay, I shouldn't go too much into detail because we're trying to keep it newbie friendly as well. So Hart didn't respond to requests for comment ahead of publications. I'm pretty sure he would have taken this free publicity, especially if Forbes tried to talk to him. I mean, he's talked to everybody, right? Let's cover some of the comments. Micah Al, let's go. 420 Hex. What's up, bro? YouTuber Hansa, some of great DA. Can you please have a look at PZN? I think the chart is early Hex. When you see it, I don't know. You know what I mean. I know what PZN is. It is a fork of a very common contract. I mean, I've deployed a contract like that as well, even on the Pulsechain side, just playing around. So I'm well aware of what it is. It's a proof of weak hands, it was called originally. It was then forked by SafeMoon and many other Binance Smart Chain coins, like to infinitum. It's probably the most favorite contract to fork for a quick grab on money, because you can put in a tax, right, when you buy, a tax when you sell, and what they're doing now is they're putting in a DeFi tax. Now these new scams that are running, they're like World Peace Inu and World Peace, no, Peace Inu and World Inu. Like I don't want you guys to go and look at these things, because what they do is they simply pump and then they dump until infinitum. And we can look at the Safe Moon charts. I mean, this was all the hype when we were back in the like, this is what these coins do. They pump and they do this because they have these taxes on your buys and your sells, right? Now, this isn't the best thing. You want to reduce friction in currency. You do not want to add friction. So if you're adding 5% buy fees and 5% sell fees, it's not very efficient, right? I'm not trying to fight your bags. This is my opinion. Like, I've been here for quite a while. I've seen pretty much everything in crypto, right? We can look at the chart for you, but I mean, yeah. The only way it is going to be sustainable is if Conrad Zen continues to promote it heavily. I mean, even Javon James has done a fork of it. His was called Hourglass. Now we can look at it. Now, he doesn't talk about it anymore. His new shill is, oh my word. Well, is the more token, and is now promoting what is it called? The Zen token. Maybe we can find it on Google. I don't want to put it in front of you guys. So yeah, I'm just not really interested. Conrad Zen, it's another vampire attack, right? But it's just my opinion, right? It's not financial advice. It's not. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It is what it is, right? Let's go back to this FUD article. This week, following a YouTube interview in which Richard Hart briefly spoke about Pulsechain. Okay, since hitting its all-time high in September last year, the Hex price has dropped by 90%. This is very common in crypto. Ethereum and Bitcoin have done the same. Let me just show you guys. This is Bitcoin. %. So Bitcoin is also a scam, guys. Bitcoin is a scam. Ethereum in its first cycle. Sorry, not the right one. Here we are. This was the 2018 top. From 1,400, it fell all the way down to $82. Sorry, guys. Ethereum is also a scam. 94%. I mean, do these people even do their homework? They write for one of the largest finance magazines, and they're stupid. Oh, just for you guys, when someone tweets a linear chart like this, it drives me through the walls, right? Instead of telling them to press log, because me as a person that's looked at charts for many times, I can interpret this and I can see that this is what it is, that there is market structure, there is gains back here, right? Do not say to the person press log. Like, don't do that. Like, everybody who's been looking at charts can see that there was massive gains, right? But I do understand that if you press log, it's easier for a newer person to interpret this, right? But don't scream everybody on Twitter, press log, press log. You really look ridiculous, right? Please, if you've been looking at charts for a long time, I can see what is going on in this chart. Like, especially if the person has technical analysis in his description. I mean, rather go like I did. Look at when I replied to these people. I bring up this. I'll print screen this and show them that Ethereum has done the same. I'll have the Ethereum. They can read all of this detail. They know where to look to see what it is. They can see this is Ethereum versus the US dollar. And when I paste the Bitcoin chart, and they see it at 93%, what they'll do is, the first thing they'll do is they'll go and look at the top and see what coin this is. Okay, people aren't that stupid. Okay, like, I hate seeing that. Like, it just makes me cringe. Yeah, Richard Hart is being sued, actually. That's funny. Someone actually made a Trevon James streamed about it, if you want to check it out, right? Just Wells Only's analysis. I see whatever this is. What does this mean? He always, I've looked it up before. In case you missed it, I think the US stop is in, right? I've been saying for a long time, I think it's in. I've been hammering that thing into oblivion. He goes over it in some detail. This doesn't mean crypto goes vertical, but the odds surely are higher, and your time to dollar cost average at bargain prices could very well be running out. Yeah, so once again, we can look at the Bitcoin open interest. This is the amount of money sitting on the side that's ready to come in. And it's very, very high. It hasn't been this high before we started. This is the open interest here, cash on the sidelines. It's the green line chart, Bitcoin's price being the yellow line chart. And the last time it was this high, and it's even higher now, was almost, back here in the first peak of Bitcoin. And the price is down. This is diverging from each other quite violently. So there's so much cash sitting on the sidelines ready to go into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Wie gets. Stick it to the man. Standing applause for reply in graphics UFO from Las Vegas. Senzu, since watching you, I started toggling between log and line chart. Very interesting for analysis, thanks. Schmuck, been waiting for Pulsechain since last year. Yeah, guys, there's no reason for us to be launching here. Now, interestingly, this Aptos is a, it raised, let's Aptos, ICO drops. Aptos is I think it's a new layer 1. This is created by FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried and VCs. They raised 350 million and they recently launched. Now, this, you guys know, if you've been watching Twitter crypto on Twitter, Sam Bankman-Fried is very much part of the system and the powers that be, because he donated millions to the Biden administration. I'm apolitical. I believe the Democrats and the Republicans are just different wings of the same bird, right? No offense to anybody. So they actually launched recently. So I do not think Pulsechain is far away anymore. Like, this is the chart of Aptos. It's just recently released, so it's 3 days old. So these people, Sam Bankman-Fried made billions arbitraging Bitcoin between exchanges. So he is, I think he's even younger than me, and they know what they're doing, right? Why are they launching now, right? At the bottom of the bear market. So yeah, don't get discouraged. It's going to launch, I believe, at the perfect time. We've talked about last time when other layer ones like FTM launched. And we'll look quickly on the Bitcoin chart when it launched. This one launched exactly before the big dip, the 50% halving of Bitcoin. This was on October the 18th, and we'll just quickly go to Bitcoin to show you guys where this was. This was here. And even when it launched before a 50% dip, it still did amazingly well. Now imagine if this just simply launched right here in the depths of the bear market, it would have done amazing, right? Now I press the log button to see the chart easier so I can pull it from the bottom, okay? It just shows you the insane gains these things do if they launch at the right time. And FTM didn't even launch at the right time. I think Harmony 1 launched also in October. Yeah, also before the big dip, 34,000. So yeah, getting the timing right is quite important. I'm not sure Richard Hart is timing the market, but yeah, okay. Let's get back to this article. This week, following announced last year, Pulsechain has been promoted as a fork of Ethereum that would transition to proof-of-stake consensus mechanism before Ethereum itself. People that wanted to receive Pulsechain's PLX token, this is the fourth error. It's not the PLX token, it's the PLS token. The PLSX token is the exchange token, right? In the so-called airdrop, were asked to sacrifice their Ethereum, Hex, or other cryptocurrencies. As of all of the cryptocurrencies, you could have sacrificed the Bitcoin or Dogecoin. There's so many errors in this article. As of June, around 45% of Hex in circulation has been put into 2 digital wallets in exchange for a promise of PLS coins once Pulsechain launches, Hart told Bloomberg at the time. However, the launch of Pulsechain has been repeatedly delayed, with some beginning to question whether it will ever launch. Lol. Apparently Pulsechain is not happening, Bitcoin investor Mike Alfred posted on. Oh my goodness. This guy's the biggest fool ever. To Twitter alongside screenshots from conversations with Hex holders who feared Pulsechain will be nothing more than a copy of Ethereum, now a proof-of-stake blockchain, following its upgrade last month. Several Hex holders have reached out to inform me that the Hex community is self-destructing right now. Oh my word. Speaking to YouTuber Ivan Lichbequist, obviously a Norwegian, Hart said we wouldn't commit to a Pulsechain launch timeout, saying it's done when it is done. Quickly skimming through it to see if there's anything of value here. However, so he's basing all of his opinions on Mike Alfred. I'm actually blocked by this dude. However, Alfred doesn't expect the eventual collapse of Hex to result in Terra-Luna-style implosion in May. Okay. Hex is not tied into the rest of the ecosystem. It's almost like a parallel economy. Also, it will fail in slow motion due to the way the protocol incentivizes tokens locking up. Okay. It's just a fear article. This once again proves that the bottom is so close for Hex. I mean, sentiment is down in the drains. I mean, you can just, if you've seen some of my the Twitter, the YouTube comments I get, like Senzif has talked about it a little bit. He wants to throw his screen out the window when he sees stupid questions like that. Okay, so lots of FUD. It's actually cool that we get so much FUD. What other coin is there that gets so much FUD? Like, we never got this amount of attention ever. How much difference is there in the hardware used for BSC validators compared to ETH validators? I'm not quite sure how it works if the validators need hardware. if you just stake your coins. I have no idea. Like, I'm not that technical, guys, really. Like, my expertise lies in the charts and some of the fundamentals. Like, I can read about the coin, and when I look at its chart, I can recall the fundamentals quite well, but I'm not that technical as Matty Allen or Feeder or all of those guys, right? So yeah, I mean, FUD articles, yeah, back to Aptos. The reason this came to mind today, I'm like, if Aptos and Sam Bankman-Fried, which are pretty much connected to the American state in many different ways, it seems like the bit boys of the world think that Sam Bankman-Fried is trying to regulate DeFi as such. I mean, whatever, trying to regulate. I'm for regulation. The more regulation there is, the more money that can come into crypto. I mean, not negative regulation, good regulations. So yeah, this is interesting that they're launching now, 3 days ago. This coincides with my belief that the bottoms are in. We've looked at open interest. I mean, there's so much money ready to be streaming into crypto. And I was trying to find out the 18-year cycle. We're pretty much coming into the 18-year cycle now. And hopefully I can quickly get a image for you guys to take a look at. But we're pretty much at the last phase of the 18-year cycle. This is probably a good one to take a look at. So, excuse, it's a little bit blurry on my side. But the last 18-year cycle was stopped right before 2008. So this means that the peak of the next 18-year cycle would be in 2026. Right at... So I'm predicting that the Bitcoin top might be in May 2025. And then the altcoin stopping out at the end of 2026, right? And this coincides with that other cycles chart with much more history. So this is also interesting to look at. It runs in these cycles. Top, 18 years later, top, 18 years later, top, 18 years later. And we're coming into the explosive, the last leg, this last leg of the 18-year cycle. Interesting. What I wanted to show you guys is... This is quite interesting. Now, if you probably can't see the left side of my chart. Maybe I should move it a little bit. Yeah, like that. Okay, so here you can see fib time zone. If we use that, take it from the all-time high to the bottom of the cycle, you can see 1, 2, 3 down here. Something interesting is when you draw a line from the top, and you can see that the 3 and the top cross here. This signals the exact time Bitcoin breaks its all-time high in these 3 cycles. These are yearly cycles because from the bottom to the top it's 1 year, and it just copies the cycles to the side every time. Yeah, let's try another one. Look at this. From the top, 42 was the top. From there to the candle body, was you can see if we draw the line across, 1, 2, 3. At the third one, you break your all-time highs. Interesting, right? So if we take that information, and I maybe should pull up the pi cycle, because this lines up beautifully with the pi cycle, the high and the bottom. So every time the pi cycle high is, you draw it from there to the pi cycle bottom, and back here from the pi cycle high to this pi cycle bottom, because this bottom was actually lower than the first one. That's why we pull it from there. Now, if we do that same analysis with Hex, we can pretty much see when Hex might break its all-time high. Finally get to the, what do you call it? Break its all-time high. So meaning break above 51 cents. So let's read the comments and get back to that quickly. Senzu says, lol, yeah, he probably liked my comment where he wants to throw his screen out the window when people comment silly things. Will EX or PX have the most gain in the next bull market? Matthew Penrose, that's actually a very interesting question. So I can tell you what the main narratives are that I've just seen on social media is people think that EHEX might dump. And it's not going to be called PHEX, it's just going to be simply called Hex on Pulsechain. Because Richard Hart wants to run the narrative that the real Hex is on Pulsechain. Just from that, you might think that Hex on Pulsechain might do better, right? But there's, at the end of the day, what I think might happen is that you would have your large players that prefer Ethereum, that don't mind about the end fees, the end stake fees, and then your PX side would be more short-term stakes, people doing 30-day stakes and all those things. So it'd be interesting to see. I don't really know. I think it's impossible to tell which hex would be most valuable. Finbear, what's up, dude? UFO to go. Can someone keep a list of FUD links from so-called experts that we can tweet once Pulsechain launches and moons? Give them a wave from the rocket. Yeah. I mean, it's so stupid. Why hate? Yeah, I mean, the reason, I don't know. It's funny. Good day, everybody from Portugal. What's up, Francisco? Great to catch you live for once. It's great to see you here, bro. Tripod, hi from Canada. What's up, guys from everywhere? You're still away, sense of, yeah, dude, to go to bed. It's probably like 3 or 4 or maybe 5 a.m. already where he's at. Damn. 4 a.m. still awake. You're crazy, bro. I love my sleep. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that analysis. From the top to the pi cycle bottom gives us where we might see Hex finally beat its all-time highs. Can you guys wait till January 24 for us to break the all-time highs in Hex, right? Are you guys that patient? And if we go back to Bitcoin quickly, the market top generally happens quite quickly after the third year. Like, look at this. From the third year to the market top, like 126 days. That's almost a year, because this market top was really weird the last time it happened, right? From here, from the third year, remember these cycles tend to last 4 years. From the bottom, from the previous stop to the next stop, or from this bottom to the next bottom, 4 years, right? The 4-year cycle from Bob Lucas, right? I don't know if you guys have watched Bob Lucas. I found him down here. I mean, and the guy called it perfectly. he said. So yeah, 4-year cycles. Remember that, it's very important in crypto. And from now, 4 years from now, we're at 2026, where all of these different cycles seem to be shouting that the tops, we're in for a massive recession 2026. A massive panic, right? So yeah, after the 3rd year, once Bitcoin breaks its all-time highs, it just absolutely goes absolutely parabolic. And this is where you should be getting into the mindset of maybe getting some US dollars or some fiat on the sideline for the next cycle, right? Buy a house, pay off some loans, put some cash away. I'm not a financial advisor, right? I'm simply a random oak on the internet. And from here, 230 days from the break of the Bitcoin all-time high. So yeah, quite interesting. What do you guys think about Hex breaking its all-time high in January 2024? Diamond, patience is key, yeah. Hey, Ans. GTSY. I don't know what that means. Let me see what that means. I've seen that a few times. Good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see you too. It's good to see all of you here. Shout out from Detroit. Wow, we've got Americans in the chat as well. Love your insights. Have a great day. Thank you, Jack Smack, Crypto Shack. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, so I was quite intrigued by this time analysis when I found it, right? I mean, from all, there's still a lot of gains till we get to the all-time high, like a lot. So if we have, how many days we have? Like in 469 days, 1,048% gains. That's not too bad. You might never see that in the stock market ever again. But here you just need to wait like a year and 100 days. It's not bad at all. It does. This gives it a lot of time. Consolidation at the bottom. You need to build a good base and a good foundation at the bottom to then build from. Right, I'm using a lot of analogies, but you guys get what I mean, right? You don't want what happened in Bitcoin the last cycle when you had, I'm just going to remove all of this because it's probably getting a lot of information, right? This is good market structure. You've got your higher lows back here. This was the lows in December and 2019 and 2018. But it didn't last that long, right? We were pretty much off to the races already. This was the one token Ponzi scheme in China. I think it was China. And it just came right back to retest this breakout level at the virus panic, right? So yeah, we're already consolidating a few months or a few weeks longer. Let's just measure it out quickly. Yeah, so we're already 2 weeks past the consolidation that we've done down here. You want it to be this nice rounded bottom before you break out. This being the 3rd year, right? Something like this. And then you go. Is there a better strategy for Pulse launch than buying X now, keeping liquid and selling copy or original for Pulse X on launch, then staking the rest? So the stable coins are a no-go. We've seen with ETHW and ETHFair that it's pretty much a race to the bottom for the stable coins. I've seen recent videos. It could have been Crypto Coffee or K4K. I'm not quite sure. But Google Hex strategy changed for Pulsechain or something like that. Someone has made a video about it, and it's been recent, so it's updated it recently. Maybe I should see if I can find it quickly. I see Fashion Coder has one. But yeah, I think what I would say is, yeah, I think staying in Hex before, because we are going to have a buy the rumor, sell the news event for Pulsechain launch, because people are going to want to get their copies, and they know Hex is going to either keep its value or keep a large amount of its value. So getting into position when yeah, I think I would get into position before the Pulsechain launch with my Hex stack, and then we might see a sell-off on the launch on the day of the fork on the EX side, as those that speculated for the run-up. It's just a normal buy the rumor, sell the news event, right? What's up, BB Shotgun? I hope you're doing well, dude. January 26th is Australia Day, HM2. Days away after predicting breakout all-time high. Yeah, so just past the Christmas season. The altcoins tend to do really well during December. Like I remember, let's see here. This is the Bitcoin dominance. It shows the altcoin seasons. It's actually breaking out now, which means that the altcoins are going to lose some of their value versus Bitcoin, but they might just keep their USD values. So yeah, you can see here the massive. Okay, so it's actually the opposite, but Hex runs so much different than, we can even see the correlation on CryptoWatch. Correlation. People always say Hex is not correlated to the rest of the market. It's actually true. Okay. Seems like I have to accept the terms of service. Now this just shows the correlation. We can see the closer it's to 1, the more correlated it is. And we can see Bitcoin and Ethereum is pretty much almost totally correlated. It's almost right at 1. Litecoin slightly, XRP not really, only 0.5%. Now let's add Hex to this. 0.1% correlated to the rest of the market. And it's becoming less, and it's 0.11 correlated to Ethereum. The reason explained by Richard Hart is Hart's law, because most of the liquidity that Hex is paired against is paired in US dollar coin, USDC, Coinbase's stablecoin. So although it might look like we are correlated because we're all going through the same bear market, it might just be that Hex is on its own cycle and it's just by coincidence correlated to what the rest of the market. It sounds contradictory, but either way, I mean, this is an independent website. It's a lot like TradingView. You can connect. I used to use this a lot. Yeah, and they're saying it's not correlated. I can put in anything here. Let's put in Aave. 63% correlated. Let's try another one. SushiSwap. 68%. So you can see a clear distinction here. It's not that correlated, right? That's January 24, not the 24th, lol. Me stupid and tired. Thanks, Jedi Master. Could be 25. You followed me on Twitter yet? Sensitive. Okay. So we've been going just about 55 minutes this stream. I've gone through all of your questions, it seems. Do slip in a few questions if you like it. Good morning, much appreciate you or not. What's your thoughts on PLST and Pulse Bitcoin? Now, it seems like PLSD, you guys, if you've seen my tweet, like, and my other, I still think this is a topping area. Like, the amount of volatility we've seen here, and I mean, like, I might be wrong, right? But once again, guys, do not base your trades off what I say, right? I mean, it's massive. This red box is simply one reason for you to take a trade, right? You need more confirmation. And for the where I will be wrong is when this all-time high is defeated, right? And the thing that I want you guys to think about is we're in the bear market, right? Most coins are down 90 to 92%. And there's so much opportunity out there, right? I'm not giving you financial advice. It's simply what I do, right? For me to go into a coin that's pretty much at its all-time high or breaking all-time highs, the gains are not going to be there compared to something that's down 92%. Like, I have extreme patience, probably more patience than most people in crypto, because I've been here for a while, right? And I'm able to sit on my hands and just wait for a coin to double, and then my sell order, I don't even have to look at it, right? My sell orders and my limit orders that I've set just simply goes off. Like, I'm not even looking at the charts because I've got so many different coins, or I used to have so many different coins, right? So I mean, I sold my Pulse Doge back here. I got a little bit down here. You guys can go back, I think a few videos ago. I mean, I told you guys that it looks interesting down here, the news coming up. And I mean, I sold it somewhere up here, my whole position for Ethereum. Although it feels bad not having Pulse Dogecoin, that's just normal emotion. This is not an opportunity for me. I mean, even if it goes to $21, I mean, it's pretty much 2x, where you can go into something like Hex that's down 92% and just to its all-time high. I mean, we just look at it like 1,500% move to its all-time high. And if you don't like Hex, that's fine. I covered some other coins today. Once again, it's you need to know what the little old lady does, right? You need to learn her method so you can make your own decisions, right? She's gonna sit on this coin until it does its double. Like, she's going to be as patient as humanly possible and just set her sell orders and wait. I mean, her first double 135 is 275. It's like, yeah, that's her first double. Her second double is at 550 down here. Her next double is at 10, 11 dollars. Her next double is at 22, and it still hasn't broken the all-time high. And she's gotten 1, 2, 3, 4 free positions in this coin, and she can take the profit that she's gotten here and invest it in somewhere else where it's still down 90%. And she can, when this goes, it doubles. Coins tend to retrace to its 61.8 or its breakout zone. The breakout zone is the resistance of a previous zone. And this means she can reinvest again when this coin comes down. you know, you get what I'm saying. For me to buy a coin here at the all-time high, it makes no sense. It has done its insane moves. I do not see that it has juice left to go, because what the market is going to do is they're going to see other coins run, and they're going to be they're going to feel the FOMO because this coin is not moving as the others are, right? So yeah, it's just that's just what I think. I think the opportunity is long past. It was down here. This is where you should have gotten in. I do not really know too much about the mining aspect. It's just that's a lot of code and a lot of complexity that you've written in a very short amount of time. Maybe the developer is really good and is going to figure it out, but just over and over again, it has just proved to me that these things get hacked, they get exploited, and maybe it doesn't happen with Pulse Dogecoin, Pulse Bitcoin. I don't know, dude. I'm really not impressed with it, but it's because there's so many things. You only have so much brain juice, right? I can only have my attention spread so thinly, you know. So I want to keep it to a few things, and obviously I don't have many of these coins, you know. So I won't feel inspired by it, right? So if I had some of this coin, I would have probably been much more bullish, but I don't. I don't have any I6. I'm not doing any more sacrifices. Yeah, I'm not spreading my brain juice any thinner that I'm already doing it. You know, I'm doing crypto investing. I'm doing videos. Like, I want to stay fit. I want to eat healthy and all that. I just don't have the energy to. So yeah, I mean, good luck to you if you think it works. I'm not gonna FUD your project, and I shouldn't. It's not my place to. Yeah, and I'm not the most technical person in cryptocurrency land. So yeah, I hope that satisfies your. I just know that the RSI doesn't look good. I mean, it looks a little toppy up here, and we are aware the professionals go short, and just by looking at this chart you can see the massive sell-offs that have already happened. There's large people exiting their positions down here. This is a 32% dip. This might obviously be because, and another 34% recently. So someone is trying to push this down for some reason. And we have divergences down here. I mean, all the way from back here. Even all the way from back here, we have divergences. One divergence. Two divergences. A lot, right? I mean, if this chart isn't screaming a sell, I don't know, then I know nothing. Yeah, so it can keep on going. Someone is interested in buying up the price up here. It's just from what I've learned from the technical analysis that I've learned my stuff from is you do not participate in the nosebleed section. It can go all the way to $18, right? But I'm chasing gains like these. Like, right? I'm chasing stuff like this. But there are intraday traders and all, and they make money. Some of them make money. Most traders don't make money. But I'm more of a swing investor, right? I'll sit on a position until it doubles and doubles and doubles and doubles, and yeah, that's what I do. Do you know if... Okay. So yeah, crypto freedom. I hope I'm being fair to Pulse Doge and Pulse Bitcoin. Hey Hans, I'll need to rewind. Yeah, do that, Archie. Thanks for watching, and I'm glad you guys want to watch the whole. You guys, there's a 2x setting on YouTube, right? So do that. Watch me on 2x. I talk slow, so you might. I listen to most of my videos on 2 or 1.5x. Question, Hans, do you know if this is correct? That the estimated amount of Hedron required to buy the HSI coming up is equivalent to 30% of its circulating supply. This is to be burnt. So apparently 30% of the circulating supply is predicted to be burned. I'm not sure where that stat came from. That's a second-hand knowledge that I've heard. But the starting price for whichever HSI you are looking to auction on, the price it starts at is the amount that you're able to borrow against that stake. If that is part of your question, I'm not quite sure if it was. Yeah, Mr. Anderson says that is understanding as well. I'll just keep my PLST, not worried about Pulsecoin. Yeah, that is a bit weird to me. I mean, you're burning value now in the hopes that another coin might reach that price. I mean, the whole narrative about Zen is that the price will be at where the gas fee minting cost is, and that's not right at all. The price has crashed way below the minting price. So Mr. Anderson saying, yeah, PLS be highly underwhelming. I wanted them to give us more free coins. Like, they've shown how good Pulse Doge has done. I mean, that's the narrative, right? It's like up like so much %. Why not just do it again? Give it to people that have Pulse Dogecoin in their wallets or whatever. I was referring to liquidated HSIs from November. Yeah, that is what I'm talking about. So the cost of it is the amount that you can borrow against it, that you could have borrowed against it. Maybe I should have said it differently. But I know a large percentage of the circulating supply is going to be burned. So that is why I have a Watsa NFT and an Icosa. And we've seen recently that now the price has come down. But you must remember I think there's a lot of Icosa going to be released on the market during the HSIs as well, I think. That's what I heard in one of the chat rooms. There's a YouTube video about it as well. So you might be able to get a discount here. But being staked in Icosa during the HSI auctions, because there's going to be so much Icosa being released that you're going to need to be staked during that time. I think they're talking about a 25% APY on that specific day. So yeah, do look into it. I've only been selling Hedron, like honestly. I haven't bought more. I've just sold Hedron. Yeah, once again, it's just easier to keep everything in order if I'm not spread out that thinly. But I used to trade hundreds of altcoins, but it's easier on a centralized exchange, which was a bit dangerous, I must say. But back then we didn't even have to KYC. Like, I had my Binance account, I didn't have to KYC. I could pretty much put as much built Bitcoin on it as I possibly could. It was never close to my limit. But now you have to KYC and all of that shenanigans. But there are still some exchanges that work. And on the centralized exchanges, I just put my limit orders and it got hit. I just had to go and see what coins were sold overnight and put new buy orders and what. But either way, I think we've covered everything. We've covered quite a lot of different things. We've covered correlation, we've covered FUD, we've covered Icosa, we've covered Pulse Doge, we've covered all of the money sitting on the sidelines. We've covered the dollar top that hopefully plays out. I mean, this day was very promising. Although we almost broke the all-time highs, this just looked like a massive fake out, hey? So we've got 3 tops here now. Not only a double top, but a triple top. And Wales thinks that this parabola is valid. All power to him. If it breaks down, it breaks down. But divergence is everywhere. Why aren't you UFO to go? I actually should have done that, dude. Yeah, dude, you're so right. I should have done that. I should have done that with Pulse Doge as well. But there is a very valid saying, and dollar cost average always says this, that always keep a moon bag, and that's the thing with selling half and a double is you can sell half of a coin an infinite amount of times, right? You'll always have a little bag. Not only does that help with the emotions, it also, obviously financially, it helps because, I mean, these coins do things that you've never even thought possible, right? So yeah, very valid points, but remember, I'm still human, right? I'm not perfect after all. I wish I was. Like, I wish I won on everything I did, but I don't. I do not. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you all enjoy your weekend. Get some rest. And I'll see you guys. Maybe we'll make some videos on the weekend. I want to stay as consistent as possible. So yeah, remember, always play from a position of strength and do not get wrecked, okay? So cheers for now and bye-bye.